Hey guys, I'm a Dimension Jumper. Today I'll be reviewing Devil May Cry 1, which was released back in 2001 for the PlayStation 2 and was made by Capcom. Now, the main plot of this story is that the main character, Dante, has been hired by a woman named Trish to basically try and stop this demon guy from being resurrected or try and find his way back into the human world. And he basically has to stop him at this sort of like house place thing. And along the way he basically battles against various other demons and collects weapons as well. And for the game, I think it's like, you know, a simple, decent plot. It kind of reminds me of other games of the time or that have been released before Devil May Cry 1. Like, you know, in the early Sonic games, the main plot was basically Sonic stopping Eggman from putting animals into robots, or whether it was Mario stopping Bowser and rescuing Peach, or whether it was Link defeating Ganon. Those kinds of plots. And I think that it's pretty decent. I think it's, like, you know, a decent enough plot for, like, you know, people to be hooked onto and be entranced in this game, as well as the other games that have been released after the original Devil May Cry. And also, it's part of a collection, I think, of Devil May Cry 1, 2 and 3, and I think 4 as well, which was released on the PlayStation 4, and I think as well as the Switch as well, in terms of the collection thing, I think. And yeah, and I think the combat is pretty much decent. I think it's okay for its time, because the combat is basically button mashing. It kind of reminds me of how Smash Brothers does it. Like, oh, you've got this sort of combo to deal against your opponents, and then you can knock them off stage. And then with like Devil May Cry, you can do different combos, and the more impressive your combo is, the more impressive. I think, how do I put this? Word that you'll get. I think I'm using that correctly, because you start off with, because when you start off with a basic combo, you might get like, oh, it's okay, but then the more impressive your combo gets, you might get great, cool, impressive, super impressive, those sorts of things. And I think I heard in a video that in the latest Devil May Cry game, Devil May Cry 5, that the more impressive your combo is, the more the music will intensify and grow louder. I think that's what I've heard about the latest Devil May Cry game. And yeah, and I think at first, if you're playing the game for the first time, if you bought the collection, or if you're playing, like, you know, any of the other Devil May Cry games, I think especially for the first game, the combat might get some time getting used to, because it's not like other games where if you're playing Legend of Zelda, it's just one button, just one, you got attack button, or if it's Mario, it's like, you know, just fireball, superstar, that sort of thing. You actually have to, like, for Devil May Cry, you basically have to, like, BBX or no, I'm using something like that. You know, you know what I mean. And yeah, and it's kind of impressive. And now it's time for some gameplay. So in Devil May Cry, you are given a bunch of missions, and you can either start a mission or power up your weapons and stuff. So these are the power ups and stuff are basically things that can help you in the game. So these are the extra bits or things you can find in the game, or by collecting power gems, I think. Those are the red orb things you get from defeating enemies, and depending on how many you get, will determine how much of the stuff you can get. So these are basically just, you know, are basically things that can help you in the game. So Devil's Star can help recover 5 Devil Trigger Gorges, I think, yeah. Then you've got the Vital Star that can help revitalize energy. Then you've got Holy Water, Untouchable, Blue Orb, Purple Orb, Yellow Orb, etc., etc. And then you've got Alistair. I think that's the name. Basically, what this does, basically improves on your I think combos. I think so. The more impressive your combos are, I think the better your combinations and your against enemies will be. I think. So yeah, and I think you can also do like new moves. I think as well. But like with the other stuff, with the extra like stuff you can buy, you will need orbs in order to pay for them, or basically upgrade the stuff. So let's say I want. So right now I can either get one Devil Star, 2 blue orbs, 1 purple orb, I think, and maybe 1 or 2 yellow orbs. So what does the blue orb do? It has the power to increase the limit of health or validity. I don't know. So let's say I want to. Let's say blue orb, and okay, so it looks like it increases. Okay, so yeah, so let's now go into the main game. Oh, and also before every mission, you're given a thing, or basically basically a sort of hint thing, explaining what you have to do. Kind of like how the original Crash games did it. Like if you played like Crash 1 in the Insane trilogy, you were shown like a small sort of hint of how to play like, a particular level that you were playing. And also you are a lot of the time whenever you're fighting a specific enemy, you are put into like a specific room that you're in, and looking at the graphics, they look okay. They look good, but if you compare them to like other modern games that are released nowadays, this is kind of outdated. So yeah. And sometimes when you're fighting a specific enemy, you all have to like learn the combos and learn the tactics, that sort of thing. And I think in this room we have to fight a giant spider scorpion thing, I think. So yeah, and I feel like Dante's running a bit slow. I think he just feels a bit too slow when he's running. It would have been better if he had a bit more running animation. Yeah, and I think the only way to speed this along is possibly just by making him jump. If you're pressing the X button, yeah, the X button makes him jump, and that makes him just run a bit faster. So you are given, like in certain, I think in the levels, you are given specific things to do, or like what to do in some of the levels. So for this one, I have to go back, and I think, yeah, I'm struck by lightning, and I think I fall down to the bottom of the ocean. I think, yeah, if I remember correctly, and then I think I fight a bunch of skulls. Okay, so now I can show you the proper gameplay. So I can get into this corridor room thing. Right, so yeah. So for the combat on the PlayStation 4, because I'm playing this on the PlayStation 4, yeah, basically if you want to use your sword, you basically press triangle. But then if you want to use your gun, you basically press X, and then just press X to jump, and then press square, and then that's basically all you have to do if you want to do combos. If you want to let's say, so let's say if I wanted to use my sword, then use my gun, I would like that, and then like that or something. And also, I think you can switch your weapons as well. I think so. Let's see, weapons. So I want to equip them. Yes, I now have my 2 handguns. So yeah, those are what you can do if you want to like switch your weapons. But I would say always get like the better weapons. So shotgun is it has like, I think it's like more powerful than a regular, than the handguns. And then you've got Alistair, which is basically speed and lightning. I think that makes your attacks a bit more fast. And then you've got Dante's original sword, the Force Edge, which you get like in the first part of the game, and I think you get the other sword. I think on the second or first mission. I think it's more the second mission you get the second sword, and yeah. So yeah, and you're given slight explanations of certain items or weapons. So yeah, so I think this is like one of I think a boss, I think, which is basically a giant scorpion spider looking thing. I think yeah, because it's got like, you know, basically the form of a spider, but it's all, I also see like from when I was playing this boss fight, I think there was also a tail as well of a scorpion, and I think the claws of one as well. Yeah, and this is pretty tough. This is like a pretty tough fight because it's basically you're in a very small room, and B, the boss is kind of big, and also it's got armor, so yeah, you really have to like you really have to make your mark on it. So there's the tail I've been talking about. Yeah, and I think the only time and I think the only time you have to like try and attack is when it's like doing an attack like that one, the pillars of fire. So yeah, so try and so if you're playing this game and you're playing this particular boss, try and time your attacks, and also if you find any yellow orbs throughout the game, you can use them to basically go back into the fight and try again. So yeah, it's like if you're I think if you're a first time player, then it will be difficult to try and, like, you know, learn all the combos. I think try and practice if that's like my if that's my advice. Try and practice, because you will need to like try and practice everything. Try and practice like how to use combos and stuff like that, and try and like waiting for openings, like if you're playing this particular boss fight. Yeah, because like oh my god, I took a small part of his health off. Like I don't think you guys can see it. Okay. And hang on, can I? Okay, I can't, because like with this particular sword, I think you can. Nope, that's the wrong one. Because with the sword I have equipped, I think you can like make yourself more powerful. I think I'm not 100% sure, because I've only tried it like a couple of times. Hang on. Ah, there we go. There we go. So that's how you like. If you want to like. Yeah, so yeah, that took a bunch of health. So if you want to try and use that attack thing that I did, I think it's either nope. I think it's L1 and R1. I think at the same time. I think I can't exactly remember. But oh my. Oh, okay, you can do that as well. Okay, I did not know that. So if you press R1. You can, and then press B, you can use the gun. So that's been it for the gameplay, and now it's time to go back to the review. So, the graphics of this game, I think, is decent. I think compared to game graphics to games nowadays, it's a bit outdated. A bit, because if you look at the latest Devil May Cry game, and those graphics, those are a lot better. They look more realistic, kind of, whereas with Devil May Cry 1, it's basically just, you know, it was starting to get into terms of like how 3D graphics would be used, because, like, you know, I think that was getting to the point in which 3D was getting more and more the norm, and I think that the graphics for Devil May Cry 1, I think is decent for its time, and I think it's only gotten more impressive in terms of how games have used 3D graphics. And yeah, and I think if I had to say for my overall the overall rating of the game, I think that is decent. I think it's a pretty nice, awesome game, and I quite like Dante as a character. I think from seeing him from playing him in Devil May Cry 1, and from seeing bits of him in, like, I think Devil May Cry 5, I think he's a pretty cool character. I think he's an interesting character, and I hope that there's like at least 1 or 2 more Devil May Cry games so we can see more of Dante, or something like that. I'm not too sure, because like if there's going to be another one, I'm not 100% sure, because I'm not as well known in the Devil May Cry lore as a lot of other players might have. So yeah, so I think overall Devil May Cry is a nice action beat 'em up game. I think it's an interesting one, and if you've got like a Switch or PlayStation 4 and you want to buy the collection, I highly suggest you go and buy the collection, because I think the game is like a nice sort of like, beat 'em up. So yeah, so that's been my review for the original Devil May Cry. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.